My name is Arun Kumar with Driven Auto Care, and I see a ton of cars go through our repair shops every year. And this video is going to put us all to sleep. It's going to be very boring, but that's the point because you want a reliable car. And reliable cars have no stories, they got nothing to talk about. And that's what I want to share with you in this video is what I have seen to be the most reliable cars that you can buy. And specifically in this video, I'm talking about cars that are 5 to 10 years old with 50 to 100,000 miles on them that you can buy for around $20,000. And the reason that I've picked that specific criteria is because it is a perfect point where a second owner who wants to buy a used car and save a ton of money on depreciation as opposed to buying a new car can come in and have a very low cost of ownership, at least as far as maintenance and repairs is concerned, for their ownership, which I would forecast to be 10 years or 100,000 miles. So imagine you're buying a car that's 5 to 10 years old with 50 to 100,000 miles on it, and you're gonna drive it for 10 years and 100,000 miles because you are a savvy car buyer, and that is why you're watching this video. So let's get to it. All right, we're going to start this off with the Toyota show. There are a lot of different Toyotas that you can buy in the used market for around 20 grand that I believe will be some of the lowest cost of ownership that you can have. These cars are built with easy maintenance in mind, and they generally have very robust parts throughout the rest of the car, the engine, the transmission, various other expensive components, the suspension. You can own this car from the purchase point that I'll describe for each of the different models separately for 10 years and 100,000 miles, and you'll probably need to do a good amount of maintenance. You're driving it 100,000 miles, but the wear and tear is not going to be crazy expensive during your ownership. So first, I found a 2021 RAV4 with 100,000 miles on it. You can buy that for around $20,000, and what you're getting for that is a pretty well-equipped and modern SUV, compact SUV for a small family. It's a good option for you to drive for the next 10 years, whatever you need it to do. A very versatile car. If you have pets, they can go in the trunk. It's a good sized vehicle. This is one of the best selling cars in the world today, and there's a reason for that, but they're extremely boring, and that's all I have to say about them. Next, you can buy a 2020 or 2021 Camry with around 60,000 miles. This car also, the 4 cylinders especially, you don't need to get any TRD craziness. You can buy a relatively good specification with lots of optional equipment, lots of technology and safety features on it for around 20 grand, and you will have an extremely maintenance and repair free ownership. All of the Camrys we see, if well maintained, will last a really long time without a lot of repairs needed. These cars really just don't have a lot of things that go wrong with them, and if they do, you get oil leaks, you get suspension wear and tear. The parts are relatively cheap, and nothing is that complicated to do on these cars. Next up, if you're in the market for something smaller and more fuel efficient, just a commuter for yourself and maybe one other person, you can get a Prius. You can actually almost get the newest body style of Prius, which is actually a really good looking car in my opinion. It also is very practical, it's very spacious. These are super popular with Uber drivers, DoorDash drivers, Amazon delivery drivers, but you can also just have a car that gets 60 miles per gallon and you can otherwise forget about for 20 grand. You can buy a Prius. You'll probably, in this case of keeping it for 10 years and 100,000 miles, lose the least amount of money on depreciation, and you'll also spend the least amount of money on gas, except for some of the EVs later in this video. But you can buy this car and have a very low maintenance ownership experience. There are 1 or 2 things that you need to be aware of, which is in the hybrid system. The battery can go out. That'll cost you, if it does go out, between $2,000 and $4,000, depending on what generation of Prius you have and what quality of battery, either rebuild or replacement, you want to go with. And then other hybrid components, the inverter specifically, this was more of a 200,000 mile problem that we've seen in some older Priuses, which you're not going to get to in your ownership. But if you get up there and you're keeping it and you're hanging onto it for even more than the 150 to 180,000 miles that I'm expecting you to put on it, then you will potentially start running into more expensive hybrid component failures. But the gas savings that you'll have had in the meantime should be able to pay for that repair and make it not feel like any additional cost of ownership, even over the previous options. Sticking with Toyota for 2 more, we have the Lexus options. If you want to get into something more luxurious, that $20,000 price point is going to push you a little bit older in the used used car market, but you can continue to get something that has a similar amount of miles on it. You just won't get all the same technology. You may get more luxurious appointments. Your leather, your wood steering wheel, things like that are going to feel nicer in the car. So if that matters to you a bit more than the technology, or you're willing to retrofit the technology onto the older car, then you can get a Lexus in this $20,000 range. And specifically, you're going to be looking at around a 7-year-old 2018, 2019 Lexus ES or NX. Those are the two that I picked for you. It's basically the Camry and the RAV4 equivalent in the Lexus world. These are the lowest possible ownership cost, lowest maintenance options. You can get hybrids in both of these. Lexus did a lot more with hybrids earlier on. You could get them in the Toyotas as well, but specifically in Lexus, they're very common, easy to find, great gas mileage, and a low cost of ownership. And the last thing with Toyota, I know half this video is going to be Toyota, and I'm sorry, they are just very good at what they do, is going to be the Tacoma. Actually, just to pause for a second, newer Toyotas don't have the same reliability as the ones I'm talking about. I acknowledge that. You're already in the comments yelling at me about modern Toyotas, but for what I'm talking about, for this use case, these cars are going to be a very low cost of ownership, super reliable cars. Okay, the Tacomas. If you want a truck, this is really the best option that I came up with in this criteria. A $20,000 truck right now is actually kind of hard to find because they're very luxurious or they have a ton of miles on them, and you're either going to be way above the price point or you're going to be at risk of something that doesn't have a low cost of maintenance during your ownership period. And so I found it hard to find things that really met this criteria well, but a Tacoma can, and you probably will have some elevated maintenance costs because of your entry point on the miles. You can get a 5-year-old Tacoma. It's a 2021, but it's going to have over 100,000 miles, 110, 120,000 miles you can get for 20 grand. It's a lot of miles, but they're a very practical, very robust vehicle. These generally have very few issues that people complain about. You have to make sure to keep up on your transmission services is a big one, and keep up on your oil changes to make sure that all of the variable valve timing and timing related engine components survive over the period of your ownership. But really that's it. If you're able to keep up with maintenance as a normal car is, the wear and tear is all stuff that's tolerable, that's inexpensive, and you'll be able to maintain that thing far past the 200,000 mile mark without much issue. We even have some delivery drivers that deliver parts to us with Tacomas with 600,000 plus miles on them running totally fine. Okay, we're gonna stop talking about Toyotas now. I'm sorry about that. They're just good cars. But if you want other things, there's other things out there, and there's different age ranges, there's different miles. You can get reliable cars for 20 grand at a bunch of different sort of flavors that they come in. And so next I want to talk about EVs, and specifically there are 3 on my list. There is a Model 3, a Model Y, and a Hyundai IONIQ 5. They're gonna have to start making new bumper stickers that say, I got this after we knew Elon was crazy, if you wanna do that. I'm not getting political, I'm just trying to make a funny. Anyways, Teslas are very reliable, and in general, we have a couple of recorded instances where Model Ys, especially with not too many miles, but like 100,000+ miles, are starting to need some expensive repairs, and it's kind of hard to identify if that's going to be a pattern or not. But fortunately, you can get a Model Y for not that much money. Same with a Model 3. You can spend 20 grand and get one with about 50,000 miles on it, and if you maintain it well, meaning you take it into a shop that is experienced with Teslas, that knows about the maintenance intervals, Driven Autocare does, in case you were wondering, and you want us to inspect the entire car to make sure that it is operating in top condition at all times during your ownership, you don't abuse it, it can last, and there's plenty of documented instances of Teslas lasting hundreds of thousands of miles, even the early ones with all the engineering issues that they had, with minimal ownership costs, minimal repair and maintenance costs as well. So specifically, if you're looking in that $20,000 price point, you actually can get a 2021 Model Y, first year of the Model Y, with 50 to 80,000 miles on it for in the 20s. And if you want a Model 3, you have a ton of options, because the Model 3s, especially the base, people ordered the hell out of those cars, but they didn't necessarily keep them all that long. And so you have a car that may only be 2-3 years old and have 50,000 miles on it, but it's only worth 20 grand because there's a million of them. And people are still scared of their overall reliability in the long term. And so while it's still slightly unknown, I got accused in a previous video about tons of misinformation about EVs, but here I am putting them on this list, endorsing them as a reliable car. The IONIQ IONIQ 5, to that end, is another kind of unknown from a different manufacturer that hasn't been in the EV game as long. But IONIQs, specifically from Hyundai, are known reliable cars. They've been around for 5 years now. There's plenty documented instances with a lot of miles on them. And you can get like a 2023, 2024 IONIQ 5 for around 20 grand with 20 to 40,000 miles on it. And so in that case, if you want to own that car for 10 years, I think you'll come out pretty well on it. Let's say you want something newer. So we're not looking at EVs, we're not looking at aged Toyotas. We're looking at, you want a relatively new car for 20 grand. What are you going to be able to get for that price point? Looking at the budget end of the spectrum for brands, you have Nissan, Kia, and Hyundai, and Mitsubishi right there at the bottom. At Driven Auto Care, we admittedly don't see a lot of Mitsubishi, so I cannot pine on them as much as I would like to. But when it comes to Nissan, Kia, and Hyundai, we do actually have a lot of options here. You have Altima. And I know you're gonna say, I don't want an Altima. They have such a stigma around them, blah, blah, blah. It's a perfectly good commuter car. It does everything you need. It's plenty fast. It has all the tech you need. It has plenty of space. It's comfortable and it's inexpensive. And so you can get a 2025 Altima for 20 grand. I was surprised when I saw that doing research for this video. You could also get a Rogue. You can get a 2023 Nissan Rogue with about 30,000 miles on it. This will also have all the technology you want, and it's kind of the RAV4 competitor, but instead you're getting a 2-year newer vehicle with much better tech and lower miles. On Hyundais, going through the exact same body styles, you can get a Sonata, the sedan, or you can get a Tucson, the compact SUV. And both of these are going to be a 2 to 3 year old with around 50,000 miles on the odometer. And again, very low ownership costs. Hyundai redesigned all their engines. They had tons of reliability problems in the early years, in the early 2010s. But as we've aged and Hyundai's gotten more mature as a company, they've gotten significantly better with their reliability as of late, and we don't see a lot of problems with these cars. They do have some, but again, your cost of ownership is going to be significantly less than many other options that are available. And the last one, if you want to get a little bit edgy, I decided to put this one on the list as well, though it does come with slightly more risk attached. You can get a BMW, either a 330, a 430, a 530, or an X3, X5, X7 with the turbo 4-cylinder that is a very reliable engine. Yes, in this case, you are going to have more expensive maintenance and repairs than all of the options that preceded this, but you're getting a BMW. And maybe that means something to you, but you still care predominantly about reliability. But if you do want that bit of brand and luxuriousness that goes beyond Lexus and what it's capable of kind of carrying as a brand, you can get a BMW. And if you get one of those cars, the powertrains on those are generally safer than all the other BMW powertrains. You don't want to get big engine, you don't want to get ultra luxurious, but you can get a pretty high interior spec on a 330, 430, 530, or 4-cylinder SUV. You'll come out pretty well with those. So that's what I've got for the most reliable cars for $20,000. And hopefully that use case makes sense, and you might agree with my picks, you might not. I'd love to hear in the comments below what you think. And if you're close to a Driven Auto Care, we'd love to come see you. We do pre-purchase inspections on all these kind of cars and give you a report that'll help educate you and equip you with all the negotiating power you need to have the inspection pay for itself, which is a super fun part about a pre-purchase inspection. And once you buy that car, we hope you maintain it with us. Until we see you next, stay driven.